think of it as being like a house. I think it's like a house where you discover a new room and you open it and can go in there, and it's then whether you recognise that you're still in the same house, like a dream house, whether you're in the same house or in a different house, and if it's a different house you're not interested. But it may be that it's the same house that now has windows onto a different view, or it's a new room that you've added on, but once it's been added on it seems necessary to the thing. And the thing that interests me about that is that the addition of each of those things actually changes the other things. If you added on the room, then the other rooms are changed in relation to one another, in relation to it. This is a bit like Eliot's idea of tradition. You know, that's where that kind of idea comes from. But nevertheless, that's how what I feel about it. So that remembering Babylon actually changes an imaginary life in a way, as you know, that you can't read that book now in the same way that you could before those later books existed, or I can't think of them that way. The point at which I'm at now is that I have a body of work behind me, and the body of work tells you yourself what it is you're doing. And I'm now more interested in that body of work than I am in what I have to say, if you can separate those two things. And I've always thought that, but what I see now is that the work exists spatially rather than chronologically. So I'm not interested in my development as a writer. I'm interested in exploring the space of what I feel I have to say and of the things that belong together. And in the same way, I wouldn't want to add now anything to the body of work that I didn't think belonged there and that didn't in some kind of way expand one of the lines of it, or push me into doing something that belongs to the way I see things now. So I just don't think of the things as belonging in a chronology, and I'm not interested in development. I'm not interested in whether what I'm doing now is more experimental or pushing somewhere where I wasn't, but that just doesn't concern me. When you're in the middle of writing your second or third book, you have no idea of what that body of work is going to be, but at a certain point you begin to see what the connections are between things, and you begin to know what space it is you are exploring. But you also know what belongs there and what doesn't. And you know, I've had things that I've begun, and I can see how this could go, and I can see that it might make quite a good book, but it's not one of my books. And at that point I would stop writing it and saying, you know, I'm not interested in this, because basically I'm writing something that I can do, but it's not really part of my work.